Let's talk California cuisine and how to bring decadent dishes made with fresh local ingredients home during this quarantine. Tiffany Chin here, your LA Realtor, and welcome to our video series, Small Business Spotlight Foodie Edition. So a lot of local restaurants, as you know, have been forced to get creative during these challenging times. So we at Tiffany Chin Real Estate want to do our part in helping to give back to the community that has just been so good to us. So we're featuring a different food establishment every Friday. Today, the spotlight is on one of my Larchmont Village favorites, Cali. So let's meet Chef Kevin Meehan. Hi, Kevin. Long time no
Hello,
see.
Tiffany.
Actually, I just saw you a few seconds ago, but not. So thank you so much for joining me on my show today. So, as you know, I live just a block away from Cali, as you pointed out in the previous segment, and I've stared longingly at your restaurant these past 2 months, just missing the days of gathering my girlfriends to dine at that great chef's counter, where it really felt like we got to be a part of your and your team's meticulous creative process in preparing and plating just the most flavorful, beautiful dishes. So I'm really thrilled that you've opened up your doors last week.
Yep, happy to be open and serving our amazing city again. It's been a little bit of a hiatus, like everyone else in the world right now. We're kind of figuring out what's going on. And after about 2 months, we felt it was safe to kind of start doing some takeout in a limited capacity. We don't have too many employees working. We don't serve too many guests as well, and just kind of start resuming business slowly so we can provide for ourselves, our staff, and our vendors. It's bigger than just my wanting to do it. It's a collective. This industry has really been hurting, and I was super happy to be back and looking forward to keep going and resuming my support for it, and doing what we do. Doing what we do. I love cooking, and taking 2 months off of not being in the kitchen is since I was 17 years old. I've been cooking, and I'm 43 years old, so it's kind of really nuts to be like a 2-month hiatus.
Right. I bet that's just a really shocking change of pace for you. All right, Kevin, so it looks like it dropped off again, but I am recording it. So let's just continue, and then I'll just post this afterwards. So it just won't be completely live, but we can continue talking. How does that sound? Okay, awesome. All right, so Kevin, tell us about this Michelin Star and what it meant to you when Callie earned that star.
The Michelin Guide is one of the highest honors a chef can receive. When we first opened up Cali 5 years ago, there was no Michelin Guide in the city, and we didn't really. Part of our business plan wasn't to achieve a Michelin Star because it wasn't a thing. However, we put forth our best effort to do our best work and to provide our guests the best service and product we could. And when they came back this year and we got a Michelin Star, it meant a lot to me and to the team and to our families. We're really dedicated to what we do, hyper focused, and it's really also helped our business out tremendously. It was, I would say, professionally, the biggest achievement I ever received and probably ever will receive, and it was a real blessing. And those countless days working for years on years, it means something. And I'm not some crazy scientist stuck in the lab all day trying to create a cure for something that may never happen. It was I love what I do as a very passionate person, and this industry is a little tough, and that's really cemented the fact that I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. I'm pursuing excellence. I'm trying to just put forth my best job here, and anyway, it worked out well.
Good. Well, congratulations. I can tell just from my experiences dining with you guys, it really, all your passion and your team's passion really shines through. So you guys deserve it.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So I know you and Drew have shared your story and history with me already, but for our audience, will you tell us the story behind Callie and how it came about?
Sure. Like every young line cook, we have the dream of having our own restaurant one day where we cook our own food and we can fully express ourselves and have our own restaurant. And I think it's like everyone that loves restaurants, which a lot of people do, have this romantic idea of having their own place and hosting their friends and guests. But as as you get older and you realize that it's a very difficult business, it's not really an obtainable goal or a realistically smart goal. It's a really difficult business. So, but we all like to entertain guests. I think whether you do it at your house or wherever you do it, people like to cook and drink wine and socialize. And so I've always wanted my own restaurant since I was a young man. As the years went on, I realized that I just was focused on work the whole time. Growing up and working the line at high-end restaurants, that was absorbing enough. And to think that, oh, one day I'll have my own restaurant, that was always a goal. I met Drew in 2000 when I moved here from New York. I worked at a restaurant called L'Orangerie. It was on La Cienega in West Hollywood. He worked there as well, and we were best buds. He was front of the house, I was back of the house, and after work we go to our local bar, Barney's Beanery, and do karaoke and drink and just talk about, oh, we should get our own restaurant one day. And being a bunch of 24-year-old young men is obviously a lifelong goal. And fast forward, 16 years later, we're still friends, and we worked at 3 different restaurants together, and he's my partner, and we've both grown tremendously, left and right, up and down. I have a completely different life than him and vice versa, but we have a common ground and mutual respect for each other, and the same vision, really, what we want to do. And what I want to do is just be happy, and I want to do what I love. And I want to serve people that love us, and just that's that. So, Callie.
Oh, good. Well, honestly, partnerships are they're tough of any kind. So I really commend you guys for being able to make that work.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's commitment. All right. So tell me, what makes Cali so special to your customers?
What makes Cali different from other restaurants, and I would say that what we do is that's unique, and I like to think that we source locally and try to really highlight what's in season at the current moment. Not just spring, but this week. This week of what's going on, what's the best thing at the farmers market this week, and then we source it, and then we really try to honor it the best way we can, whether it's minimum technique or maximum technique, and offer our guests like really quality ingredients. The setting here as well is very relaxed. I don't think we're a pretentious restaurant. I think people can come here and sit at the bar and have a glass of wine, or they can sit down and have a 10-course tasting menu with the wine pairing. It's a neighborhood restaurant, and my biggest goal is just to be everyone's favorite neighborhood restaurant. It's a place where people can come, and this is where life happens, and that's going to endure my business for years to come. It's not a fad, it's not a phase, it's not a trend. It's life, and people need a place to gather or congregate for good times or bad times. And I think what we do well here is that hospitality. We like to be friendly with our guests, so not familiar, and make everyone feel like you're in the right place. And when they leave here, we like to make them feel like they made the right decision, and they left happy of sorts. We do our job well.
You do. And, your guys' restaurant is very accessible, and we'll just enjoy the energy there. So good. All right. So we know things are tough right now. Will you share with us how the stay-at-home order has impacted your business?
Yes. We were mandated to shut on March 12th, like every other restaurant in the city. Some restaurants were allowed to do takeout. At first, for 2 months, we didn't do takeout. We just told that we wanted the staff to be safe, and myself, I was very concerned about this virus. I'm a family man, and everyone stayed at home. And then after about 2 months, we realized that it's time to get back to work, and we got bills to pay. If we wanted this restaurant to survive, we had the luxury of just staying at home and just waiting for a cure. And we felt it was safe enough to kind of come back to work and create a work environment where we can be safe and execute fine dining, execute what we're doing here. So we got back to it starting last week.
That's awesome. All right. Well, tell us a little bit about your menu and what you're offering for pickup now that.
So what we're doing is we're using a platform called Talk. You have to buy your food in advance, and you have to come and pick it up. It's not delivered. And it's what most other restaurants are doing, so we just kind of followed suit. We never used it before, and I'm just kind of standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm doing what that guy's doing and throwing my own twist on it, and after about 2 weeks into it now, I'm seeing some positive things and changing the menu up already to make it better and more accessible. And just today alone, we didn't put reheating instructions on our menu because I felt that we didn't need to. However, guests were asking how they should eat their food, and I thought it was kind of weird, honestly. But anyway, like when you order, you get McDonald's, they don't tell you how to eat your hamburger or how to reheat it. It's common sense. But I think it was another extension of our hospitality, where we do what the guest needs are, whether it makes sense to us or not. But we rolled out. What we're doing is a family style menu, maybe about 8 to 7 different dishes that's changing weekly. We're sourcing locally and supporting our local farmers that need it the most right now too. That's a big thing I'm doing, is I'm trying to put the money in the appropriate wallets right now. And there's a lot of small farmers, artisanal ranches that are hurting. Orders are not being placed, and or their accounts receivable haven't been paid. Everyone's, it's March 12th. The whole city got shut down, and I don't think anyone cut a check on March 13th. And there's a lot of people out there with past due invoices, and we're all kind of seeing what happens with the world, and this has affected many, many people. And so I'm back to work right now. We don't have too much debt. This is because we just we were in that position at the time. However, we're just kind of getting going again and paying off any debt we may have, but also supporting our local farmers because they need it the most right now too.
Right. They do. So you're really helping the community right now, and staying local and all of that. That's great. Okay, so you mentioned talk. So how would someone go about ordering? All
right. So we offer dinner 4 nights a week, and they're selling out pretty quick, which is great. We're super blessed. And so what people do, they go to exploretalk.com. They look under Los Angeles, they go to Cali restaurant, and they choose one of their options. So we offer a la carte. We're offering a menu, or you can order a la carte and get a chicken sandwich or a burger if you want to. And they come, and they can. We're offering a curbside pickup of sorts, where people come. We have someone outside waiting for them, and they can pull up and just run their food out to them. It's all packaged nicely. It's all organized. There's a nice menu, a description, a thank you letter. I think we do a really good job with the packaging. I think it's an extension of what we do here. I want people to have a Michelin, I want them to have a Michelin level service and food in the comforts of their home. The food we're doing is the same food we do at the restaurant. It's the same quality ingredients. However, unfortunately, it's not on they're not on ceramic plates, or it's not being served with crystal. But we're still using dry aged Flannery beef. We're using local black cod. I'm serving a black barley risotto people love, and local yellowtail and homemade bread that's made every morning. And it's only for $59. So it's you can obviously if someone wants to treat themselves to something different than they normally have and want to support us, it's a great way to do that.
All right, that sounds great. Sounds like I have at least one meal worked out for the weekend.
I got you.
All right, Kevin. Well, before we log off, do you want to tell us about that tortoise of yours?
Yes, I got so we adopted a 4-year-old tortoise named Mochi. She's a female. I got her Ubered to me from Azusa, from a tortoise guy. And the reason I got it is to bring a new family member. It's my kid's first big pet. I would love a dog or a cat, but me and my wife don't have the time for that. I have a huge garden in the front of my house. The whole side of my house is fenced in, and I have about 10 raised beds and about 30 different types of local fruit trees, everything from Buddha's hand to kaffir lime to kumquats to hygeia persimmons, and so this tortoise just walks around and just kind of hangs out in the shadows of an Asian pear tree, or eats the weeds, or we take some strawberries and throw them on the ground, or some fresh kale. And there's nooks and crannies. I made him a little home. There's a little pond for him, and she's super happy. It's and my daughters love her. And she's she's not aggressive. She's not going to bite anyone's fingers. Not going to hurt anybody. And she just walks around, and it's cute.
How did you decide on a tortoise, though? If I were going to get a pet, I don't know that I would think of a tortoise.
You know what? This pandemic's been crazy. A lot of people have done some more desperate things. It's just I also worked on my house a ton. I was at home. I'm a type A. I do like 1,000 things a day at the restaurant. Put me in an environment where I have like nothing to do. I retiled my I reshingled my roof. I painted the walls of my guest house. I've done so much gardening. It just, this pandemic was super good for my home improvements and also just building my family. Spending time with my daughters and my wife, and now my tortoise.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is it weird
Yeah.
for your daughters now that you're going back to work again?
You know what? It was, it was amazing. And these hours are different though. I get home by 8:30 every night now, so they're still up. And I go home and I tuck them in, and we do I put them down to bed, and I enjoy it because normally I go to work around 11:30 every day. So this is it's a crazy little phase. Getting off work and the sun still being out is a trip too.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, this whole phase is super different. And I'm just rolling with the punches and trying to make the right decisions now. Like being a business owner, having to pivot so quickly and trying to make the right decisions, it's a little stressful. But I think we're on the right track, and we're being very methodical about details and about decisions and trying to do the right things. And at the same time, I obviously I'm not wearing my mask right now, but everyone at the restaurant's wearing a mask. We're wearing gloves. We're super mindful of each other's personal space. I don't want to get any, obviously I would be my biggest nightmare that I got sick because I went to work. I'm coming back to work right now to provide for my family. And I think the safety of all the staff members and our clients are the top priority right now. And to sit there and I think I created a really good pandemic kitchen. To socially distance, to work in a restaurant with a mask on all day, it's super crazy.
That is
And listen, these are my line cooks I've been working with for years, but we all treat each other like let's set an example and just come to work. And we're not working the crazy chef hours either. I'm not working 12, 13 hours a day. I'm coming in, I'm working 8 hours and going home, which is super weird for me. I feel like it's a half day, but just trying to we have to switch gears, and I think we're doing a good job.
good. I think you're doing a great job too.
Thanks.
All right, Kevin. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. We really enjoyed chatting with you, and we're pulling for Cali to continue to thrive.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So maybe I'll see you this weekend, and well, I will see you this weekend as long as you have orders available to us. And now to our viewers, if you have a local restaurant you'd like us to feature, please comment below. Remember, we're all in this together, so please support your local restaurants. Enjoy your weekend and stay healthy and safe out there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks,
Thank
Kevin.
you. Bye, Jeff.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.